What's up, guys? So, you guys don't have to see my beautiful face. You guys can, hopefully, you can still hear me. I'm still here, but so you don't have to look at my beautiful face while we read. You can look at Rex, my raptor, my pet raptor, and God. And then a few of the neat swords as some eye candy while I read to you. That way you don't have to look at my beautiful face while every single chapter. And I'm sucking you on a mint, so apologies on that. All right. Shout out to my boy Mariko Knight. He did all the artwork on my book. If you want to hire him, I think he does photography. And real great guy to be friends with. Super swell. That's my brother. Yeah, shout out to Mariko Knight. My boy. All right. Chapter 2. Sniper Headlines. Oh, yeah, this is also some of the artwork he did. All right. Later the next day, at the New York City Police Department, a knock echoed softly on the chief's door. Come in. The door opened. Chief, FBI dropped off evidence to that cold case of today. Do not speak of the victim as if he is an item to be filed away. His name was Robert Wilcock. I actually voted for him. And he was a damn good politician, too, Rick Dragon said firmly. The officer in the door quickly looked down at the ground, instantly regretting his choice of words. Sorry, sir. I didn't mean it like that. The chief put his hand opened on the beautiful oakwood desk and gestured for the officer to hand it to him. A plastic bag with a single calling card was placed in his hand. Did you see if they said anything about prints lifted? No, sir. 2 suits came in and told front desk they had found an evidence drop-off. They had an evidence drop-off for Mr. Wilcock. That's not fair to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to eat a mint. For Mr. Wilcock, they signed a couple of forms and then left. Typical FBI, the chief said sarcastically. Rick Dragon is a retired Green Beret. He served half a tour in Japan, 2 tours in Iraq, and 1 tour in Iran. And a few Black Ops missions that were not on the record. Rick was in at 18 and came out 50. Trained in Muay Thai, Krav Maga, and boxing. He had been given the Medal of Honor by the president. After service, he went through the academy and became a cop, where he helped reduce the NYC crime rate down to below a 9%. Within 2 years, he got inducted into the chief of police. position. Nowadays, he typically just gave debriefs and filed paperwork for payroll. Excuse me. He brought his dog, Crib, in to help him with his PTSD. Excuse me. Rick placed his reading glasses on. He read aloud. 1, 2, Shi No Kages is coming for you. 3, 4, run in and lock the door. 5, 6, here he comes out of the swamp and sticks. 7, 8, bloodied bodies lay in his wake. 9, 10, back into the shadows again. Shi No Kage has killed again. Rick had a cold chill go down his spine. Holy crap, that's the most disturbing, catchy poem I have ever read. He lays the bag down and bent over to get a root beer out of the mini fridge under his desk. You're psychic, that's a fact, but you're creative. You're psycho. I'm sorry, I don't know why it says that. You're a psycho, that's a fact, but you're creative. I'll give you that much. He pops the lid off. White smoke pours out of the bottle that it then evaporates. So, by some magical means, you leave a lick of evidence at the crime scene. Sip. Ah, you staged the crime scene. Oh, sorry. You said that right. All right. You staged the crime scene by some other means of miracle to look like a heart attack. Takes another sip. So you obviously don't want anybody to know who you are because you wipe the smart home's memories and leave no trace. He looked at the brown liquid that was now halfway empty. He swirled it around as he was in deep thought. The bottle hissed as the root beer soda became agitated and began to foam. But yet, you leave the world's creepiest calling card, as if you're saying, this is my name, address, city, and state where I can be arrested at. That part makes no sense. Why leave a calling card when you went through all that trouble of staging the crime scene? You're a mystery to me. No wonder it was labeled a cold case. You have motives, but what is your cause? You have skill, but why carry it out? Oh my goodness, this is giving me a headache. Meanwhile, a man with a fedora and a black business suit walked through the swivel doors of the Penguin Publisher building. The man's badge said Jeffrey O'Donnell, District Manager. Page 46. Security officer sitting at the desk tipped his hat. How are you doing, Mr. O'Donnell? We weren't expecting you till tomorrow. I returned hat tip. Doing just fine, Mr. Jack. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I finished up early at the office and thought I'd drop in unannounced. Catch everybody off guard? That's a good strategy, sir. He placed his briefcase on the conveyor belt as he walked through the metal detector. It was silent. The x-ray screen flickered as it scanned the contents of the screen. A bunch of executive papers, a couple of fancy-looking pens, slightly rocking back and forth inside the briefcase. You're all clear, Mr. O'Donnell. Have a wonderful day. A sinister smile crossed his face as Mr. O'Donnell picked up the suitcase. Thank you. Thank you as well. As he walked towards the staircase, he thought to himself, wow, that new hologram briefcase he purchased really paid off. That cat really outdid himself in the black market. The security guard tipped his Rigman's defense hat. what the security guard didn't know is that the real Jeffrey O'Donnell was drugged asleep tied to a chair somewhere in a warehouse. The true character who was wearing the clothing of Jeffrey O'Donnell was a highly trained assassin, ninja from the Koguryu province, Japan, hailing from the mysterious nature intuned Aokatsuki. In English, that's Blue Jay. The Hellamockery clan. His name was Kanbe Hellamockery, but no one except his family knew his real name. If they ever were to discover such info, they surely wouldn't live long enough to spread the word of such an info of a massively legendary ninja. He was also the first test subject of Emperor Raiden Lee's Program X initiative, a lab-built serum that was given out to worthy test subjects to help change the tide of the war they were in. America versus feudal Japan. Unfortunately, one night, a rival ninja clan of a different province discovered and blew up the factory. Emperor Raiden Lee was able to recover 2 vials, one serum and one anti-serum. The serum was supposed to provide hyperintelligence and super strength to the subjects, according to the lab tests done on the snakes and rats. Page 47. But during Kanbe's birth, doctors discovered the child had autism. The chemistry that made up Asperger's syndrome might have altered the results of the serum. Japan was quickly losing the war, and even against the doctor's warnings of risks, possibly even loss of life, the emperor demanded, even threatened, that the procedure of the Program X was to continue regardless of risk. The child was carefully watched as he grew up, and signs of the child's autism began to slowly fade. His grades in school began to improve. Then, when the child was 8 years old, he was pulled out of regular school and enrolled into the Nameless Shadows School of Ninjutsu. Only then did he start to showcase signs of any effect of the serum. But the child's intelligence had not grown, nor did he show any signs of improvement as far as strength. Instead, the child began to develop hyper reflexes and the ability to run at supersonic speed. The child was given a nickname inside the village: Burrito Suski, Bladed Vampire. That's cool. His father gave him a better nickname, as he was part of the Emperor's Royal Guard, Shi No Kage, which is Death's shadow. The child flew past the Ninja Academy. Every test was passed except for forgery. Young Kanbe couldn't get that down. Within a year, he became a top of his class. Emperor Raiden Lee even approved him for advanced ninja training called the Art of the Dragon Belt, or Art of the Dragon. This advanced ninja training had a death rate of nearly 65%. It only had 2 ranks one could achieve. Sorry, I lost my place. First degree and second degree Dragon Belt. A year's rest was to be taken in between the belt ranks. If one survived the intensive training of the first, the second degree was 5 times more intense than the first. At age 18, Kanbe graduated the Nameless Shadows and was dubbed an official ninja of the Kage province and wielder of the second degree dragon belt. This is the first time I'm reading my book, by the way. The ninja's core mission success rate skyrocketed upward almost a full 300%. After the young adult Kanbe was cleared to join their ranks, one night 300 rival ninjas began a silent raid. These guys were from the Igarayu province Black Dragon School of Ninjutsu, but they were dressed in American soldier army clothing. Mom, I'm home. Mom, I'm home from class. Mr. Raiden Lee's class was exhausting. The 16-year-old collapsed on the couch in the living room. A voice from the kitchen sounded sweet and loving. Hi, honey. Isn't it always? Yeah, but Mr. Raiden's class felt like a little extra today. Like, I was sure he was trying to kill me in push-ups. She produced a motherly laugh. You're one of his favorite students. I'm sure the Emperor wouldn't want that. Let's see. Do you have anything to eat, Mom? You'll have to wait till your father gets home. Come set the table. He'll be home soon. Do I have to? Yes, Kanbe Hellamockery, you do. March yourself in here right now, she said with a motherly stern voice. I'd rather walk in. Marching takes too much effort. He got up and walked in the dining room. For that smart remark, you get to wash them after dinner, too. A teenage sigh. A gust of wind exploded, almost knocking the vase off the table in the dining room hall. He went into the cabinet and grabbed plates and a handful of silverware. He neatly placed them on the table, then raced back into the kitchen to place the cups on the table. The minute he stopped to tell his mother he was done, he was met with a hard slap across the back of the head. Ow! What was that for? Kanbe Don Hellamockery, what did me and your father tell you about using your gift in the house? She peered at him as only a mother can. That stare that felt like she was looking into his soul. He looked down at the ground. Don't run in the house don't run in the house as I could break something. And his mother said with her hands on her hips, not to use my gifts in door, and it's bad luck, and I could be seen. Yes, if the Americans knew what you could do, they would try and kidnap you. Or worse, the Black Dragons would try and replicate your blood so they can give it to others in their group. That would mean great torture for you. Page 49. I don't understand why I'm so special. Why do I gotta take these classes? Nobody's ever tried picking a fight with me. You're my boy, Kanbe, and that alone makes you special. As far as the classes, you will continue to take them so that you can join the Emperor's army to help win this war. Like your father joined and your grandfather joined before him, and you will join. The front door opened, and a well-built 5'11" male with blonde hair, brown eyes stood in the doorway. Kanbe, Shea, I'm home. Dinner's ready, hon. She chimed as she walked out of the kitchen. Oh, good, I'm starving. All right, I'm gonna cut it there because my time on the phone's almost out.